together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle, and today we've got some baseball. We got a lot of baseball today because not only is there MLB baseball today, where we got 14 games that we'll talk about. We will not talk about the Guardians and the Twins because one of their games is currently suspended. So that's technically a doubleheader, and we're not going to mess with those because it's not really because we need to see what's going on in the first game first. So that one we'll leave off, but we will be talking about the other 14 matchups. I will be keeping an eye out on the college baseball landscape. I have my plays down in the chat, but we've got a full slate of college baseball conference tournaments today. And that's not, these aren't even like, they're even missing some of the small schools on here. So there's a lot of games going on. 9 a.m. start. They're going to be going until some of the games are starting at 9 p.m. ECU starts at 7:30, so I'll be able to watch that later. But it's college baseball conference tournaments right now. We'll also be talking about game one in the Western Conference Finals between the T-Wolves and the Thunder. And then we'll also be talking game one in the Eastern Conference Finals between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers. Both plays are already up on the site. I'm actually hoping that one of my pages didn't get closed out. Oh, I don't have my great. I don't have that stuff all set up. Cool. But before we jump into it, we'll go ahead and look back at what happened yesterday. What went right? What went wrong in the world of sports betting, and it was another solid day on the site. 3 straight winning days. Big thanks to actually baseball did well last night, but we hit some other stuff. We'll start it off. I know some people will be happy with this. How about a little bit of EPL action? And I saw there's 2 games today. I might have a play or 2 in those. EPL action. We had Brighton and Hove Albion money line at plus 145. They went down 2-1 after the first half. They scored 2 goals in the second half and win 3-2. That was plus 145. Hey, sometimes you got to know when to fade your team. I had the Boston Red Sox last night, plus 118. They win 3-1. Bad spot. Schedule makers don't like the Mets. They schedule them for a Sunday night baseball game. And then do that. So not an ideal, not ideal from that. So it ended up the Mets ended up losing that game. I had Cleveland, which is suspended right now. So that game was a push. I split even in that Baltimore Milwaukee game. I had the over in the game. I also had Baltimore. Wish I just grabbed the over, moved on. It is what it is. I had the Seattle Mariners run line. That one cashed. They went 5-1 over the White Sox. I had the over in the St. Louis game. At one point, St. Louis was up 11-0 over the Detroit Tigers. Seattle Storm minus 2.5. My first winner in the WNBA this year. So that was nice to finally get one through the basket. We do have 2 games tonight. Indiana's playing, and so is Vegas. So that should be fun. I'll end up looking at that one off screen. Colorado Rockies. Man, Colorado. They were up 3-1 heading into the top of the 7th. And then the last 3 innings, the bullpen kind of disappeared. And 8 runs from the Phillies, and that one didn't work out. Did he pitch all last night? He did not. Man, they should have put in Zach Agnos. Unbelievable. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Yeah, they should have put in Zach Agnos. They would have been fine. He would have been able to shut him down. They didn't. Anyways, plus 220 loser. It is what it is. Oakland are online. They lose outright, so it is what it is there. And then at the under in the Kansas City San Francisco game was a nice winner. So honestly, it was a good day yesterday. I'm ready to hopefully make it a good one. Morning, Tim. How are you? I'm good. You took Tampa. I did not take Tampa yesterday. I did not have anything Tampa Bay related yesterday. Who does Tampa play today? They play the Astros. I did not take Tampa. I think I leaned Tampa, but I did not. Oh, no, I don't think they played yesterday. Oh, no, they did. Never mind. I'm an idiot. But no, I did not take Tampa yesterday. Brad. But let's go ahead and jump into, real quick, it's scrolling across the bottom, some of my conference tournament plays in college baseball. Missouri just started. I took them plus 4.5, and their money line, they saved all their pitchers. So I like that idea. Rice in the American Conference, I took them plus 5.5 money line against UTSA. The 1 seed never wins the tournament. Oklahoma money line, Illinois State money line, they're hosting their own tournament. ECU, because I'm a homer. Arkansas State, because I like that team. I think they can make a decent run in the Sun Belt. And we're taking Mississippi State because the Aggies are dead. I do not want to hear about Texas A&M anymore. The Aggies are dead. But let's go ahead and jump into the card. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to go pull up all my stuff. So, Fangraphs. And I'm going to have to get that twice. Sorry, I guess I thought I had the stuff up, and I think I accidentally X'd out of it, which is just great. That's going to be lefties. That'll be against right-handed pitching. Cool. We'll go ahead and pull up this for market movements and Action Network for money and tickets. Okay, good. Don't care about that. Sorry about that. We'll get started in just a second because I'm an idiot. Cool. All right. We get the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates to start off our card. The Cincinnati Reds are minus 135 with a total of 8 in this game. We get Nick Martinez taking on Barely Falter. Nick Martinez this year has pitched in 9 games to a 2-4 record, a 3.66 ERA, 51 and 2/3 innings pitched, 21 earned runs, 11 walks, and 40 strikeouts. I will say the Cincinnati Reds suck in his starts. They've won 2 of his starts. One was against St. Louis. The last one was his last start versus the White Sox. So he has not fared well, or the Reds have not fared well in his starts. On the opposite side, we got Bailey Falter, who has pitched in 9 games this year as well, to a 2-3 record, a 4.02 ERA, 47 innings pitched, 21 earned runs, 18 walks, and 34 strikeouts. He's coming off of a nice 3-2 win versus the Atlanta Braves. So nice to see him beat the Braves. We'll go ahead and look at what these two teams do against the respective sides. Cincinnati versus lefties. 21 in baseball with a 78 WRC plus. Not good. Pittsburgh, 29th in baseball against righties. The only team that's worse is the Colorado Rockies. Pittsburgh, 74 WRC plus. So both sides suck against their respective pitching. We'll go ahead and look at the market movements, and we're going to be going off of BetOnline because they give us more to work with. The line opened up at Cincinnati minus 120. It's now up to the 130, 135 range. So line has moved towards the Reds. Lines opened up at an 8.5 at minus 110. Now it's down to an 8 at minus 110. So the lines dropped half a run. It makes sense that the Cincinnati Reds are getting lines moving towards them because 77% of the bets, 68% of the money is on the Cincinnati Reds today. So that does make sense. And then for the total, 88% of the money and 82% of the cash is on the over, which is very, very intriguing, which is going to make me like an under to start the day. So we'll go ahead and pull up the Pirates game. Can we still get an 8.5? No, we can't, because there's already starting to be some 7.5s. We'll go ahead and grab the under 8 here. Reds can't hit left-handed pitching. Pirates can't hit any pitching. Line movement towards under. Under 8 at -107 is how we're going to start off the MLB card today. You're taking the Pirates. See, I don't hate the Pirates idea. I'm just going to go with the under here. I'm just going to stick with the under in this game. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, it don't work out. But let's keep on rolling. We'll go ahead and talk over the Chicago Cubs and the Miami Marlins. This one's a little bit of an interesting line because one of the best teams in baseball is only a -135. Jameson Taillon will be taking on Ryan Weathers. Taillon this year has pitched in 9 games this year to a 2-3 record, a 4.53 ERA, 49 and 2/3 innings pitched, 25 strikeouts, 9 walks, 42 strikeouts, 25 earned runs, 9 walks, 42 strikeouts. And the Cubbies have actually lost 5 out of his last 6 starts. Not ideal. Not ideal, dude. On the opposite side, you get Ryan Weathers, who's pitched in 1 game this year, and that 1 game was against the Chicago Cubs, where he allowed 1 run, 2 hits, 1 walk in 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, and a 3-1 win in Chicago. We'll go ahead and take a look at what these two teams do against the respective pitcher. Miami Marlins are sitting 19th WRC plus versus no, I got to look up Cubbies versus lefties. Cubbies versus lefties, number 2 in baseball, 133 WRC plus. So they are smacking around the lefties. Marlins against righties are 23rd in baseball, 97 at WRC plus. So slightly below average, but Jameson Taillon's been giving up runs lately. We'll go ahead and pull up the market movement. Line opened up at Cubbies -160. Now it's sitting around Cubbies -135. So heavy line movement towards the Miami Marlins. Line opened up at 8.5 at -110. Now it's 8.5 at -111. So nothing really to report for the total. Let's go look at where the money's going. And here's what's gonna I'm gonna end up going after this game. Cool. 75% of the bets, 74% of the money is on the Cubbies. The line is moving towards the Marlins. You know what that means. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are going to lose today. This is a crazy line movement thing. 75% of money on Chicago, and line has moved from -160 to -130 for Chicago Cubs. Marlins win today. We're taking the Miami Marlins money line +120 for this one. Timmy, what is up, Nathan? Welcome. We're going to keep on rolling because the New York Mets are in Fenway taking on the Boston Red Sox. We got Clay Holmes and Walker Buehler Bueller. Clay Holmes this year has been very, very good for the Mets. 9 starts, a 5-2 record, 3.14 ERA, 48 2/3 innings pitched, 17 earned runs, 17 walks, 48 strikeouts. He has been, once again, just another solid part of this Mets rotation, which is the best starting rotation in baseball. So they're gonna keep rolling. On the opposite side, you got Walker Bueller, who's pitched in 6 games this year, a 4-1 record, a 4.28 ERA, 33 2/3 innings pitched, 16 earned runs, 9 walks, 29 strikeouts. He's been really good this year. The Red Sox have won his last 5 starts. So we've seen both teams win with their starting pitchers on the mound. Both of them are righty, so let's go ahead and take a look at the WRC plus numbers. The New York Mets are 10th WRC plus versus the right-handed pitchers, 109 WRC plus. Boston Red Sox, 103 WRC plus, which is 13th. So not too far behind are the Boston Red Sox. Both teams hit against righties. We'll go ahead and look at interleague play. The line opened up at Mets minus 120. Now it's up to Mets minus 130. No line movement on the total. So line moving towards the Mets. Let's see if it makes sense. 68% of the bets, 70% of the money is on the New York Mets. So it does make sense on why the line is moving towards the Metropolitans. Now, I want to see if I can get a decent price on it. I don't think I can get it. I can get 125. I'm going to take the Mets here. I'm going to take the Mets to bounce back. I said yesterday was not a Mets spot, and I was right. I think this is going to be your bounce back spot. Bounce back spot for Mets. Hitting advantage versus right-handed pitching. And we're gonna take the Mets here at minus 125 against the Red Sox. We'll go ahead and keep on rolling. We got the Atlanta Braves and the Washington Nationals starting a series in Washington. Spencer Strider is back, taking on Mitchell Parker. Spencer Strider has pitched once this year. He pitched in a 3-1 loss to the Toronto Blue Jays. He only allowed 2 earned runs, solid, 5 hits, 5 walks. No, sorry, not 5 walks, 5 strikeouts in 5 innings. And that's all. That's all he's pitched so far this year. He's coming back from another injury. And I believe, when was that game? April 16th. So he hasn't pitched in over a month. On the opposite side, you got Mitchell Parker going for the Nationals. 9 starts, a 3-3 record, a 4.32 ERA, 50 innings pitched, 24 earned runs, 24 walks, 32 strikeouts. And I believe the Nationals are actually on a little bit of a winning streak now. Granted, they got to play Baltimore 3 times in a row. Oh, yeah, they played Baltimore 3 times in a row. They won all 3 games. Previous to that, they had lost 3 out of 4 to Atlanta. We'll go ahead and take a look at the line movement or the hitting stats for Atlanta against lefties. They are 22 in baseball, 78 WRC plus. They do not hit lefties. Washington versus righties is 100 WRC plus, which is about league average. So hitting advantage towards the Nationals. Now, let's look at line movement for this one. Because this line opened up. Wow, they're not really giving me much. Opened up at minus 180, and it's now minus 180. So not really big line movement on this one. Lines move slightly towards the over, but nothing crazy. Where's all the money coming in? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna end up having plays on the first 4 games on the card. 74% of the bets, 57% of the money. So more are on the Braves. So 26% of the bets, 43% of the money is on the Nationals. I like the Nationals here. And it's me It's nothing hating the Nationals or anything like that, or not hating the Braves or anything, but Spencer Strider hasn't pitched in a month, and I think that's a similar spot to some other pitchers that, hey, I haven't seen them pitch in a month. I want to fade them. Strider hasn't pitched in a month. Also, the line movement's kind of telling you, well, the lack of line movement when a lot of money and tickets are on the Braves is telling you the Nationals are going to win this game. So give me Washington. I'm getting them at plus 158 today. Suppness, Lex. Good to see you. Good to see you today. We're absolutely rolling in baseball. And we're going to try to keep it going because we already got plays in the first 4 games. Hopefully we can kind of tone it down just a little bit. But hey, if the numbers is telling me, hey, go bet a bunch of games, I'm gonna go bet a bunch of games. Let's actually quickly do this. We're gonna go put 1, 2, and 3 in there. Good. So now there's that. We'll go ahead and look at the Astros and the Rays. The Rays are minus 115. 9.5 is your total. We got Brandon Walter, which will – he's a reliever. Okay. Taking on Zach Littell. Walter this year has he has not appeared this year. He has not appeared last year. The last time he appeared was for Boston in 2023. He had 9 appearances, no starts, 1 save, a 6.26 ERA, and 23 innings pitched. So I'm not going to be doing anything on him. On the opposite side, you got Zach Littell, who is started 9 games this year, a 3-5 record, 4.31 ERA, 54 and a third innings pitched, 26 earned runs, 9 walks, 32 strikeouts. And the Rays have actually won his last 4 starts after losing his first 5. I'm not going to look at hitting stats for the Rays because it does not matter. Because it's a bullpen game. Astros against right-handed pitching has been average, 100 WRC plus. So nothing crazy with that. Let's look at the Astros Rays for line movement. Lines moved towards the Rays. It opened up at minus 110. Now it's minus 123. And the lines moved towards the under, but slightly because it went from minus 9.5 at minus 125. I see now minus 9 at even money. So it's not really, it's more of a juice thing. I'm not really overly concerned about that. And 48% of the bets, 68% of the money is on the Rays. We're going to have our first game that we pass on. No real reason to go after this one. I'm not going to mess with a bullpen game with the Astros. I still think the Astros are a bad team, so I'm going to end up staying off of this game. Our first pass on the MLB card, which will bring us to Patrick Corbin Day. The Texas Rangers are against the New York Yankees. Yankees are minus 200 with a total of 8.5. Patrick Corbin versus Will Warren. Patrick Corbin this year has actually been really good. 7 starts, a 3-2 record. They're just not giving him run support. 3.35 ERA and 37 2/3 innings pitched, 14 earned runs, 13 walks, and 29 strikeouts. They finally did give him run support, 8 runs in his last start versus Colorado, but previous to that, a 2-1 loss, a 2-1 loss, a 2-1 loss. There's only so much you can do. Patrick Corbin has actually been really, really good. On the opposite side, you got Will Warren, who has pitched in 9 games this year to a 2-2 record, a 4.61 ERA, 41 innings pitched, 21 earned runs, 17 walks, and 50 strikeouts, and they've won his last 2 starts. We'll go ahead and look at the WRC plus numbers. Yankees are number 1 versus both righties and lefties. Lefties, 147 WRC plus, so they've been good versus lefties. Texas versus righties, has not been good. 89 WRC plus. In a league where the top 21 are at least average, they are 25th. So they do not hit righties, which sucks. I wanted to look towards Patrick Corbin today, but we're going to probably end up having to hold off. Actually, we might end up having a cash cow. Total's high enough. Lines moved from 160 to 190 for the New York Yankees, and the lines moved from 9.5 open to an 8.5. So a lot of line movement going towards the under. All right, not enough money in tickets to make it a cash cow. 81% of the bets, 76% of the money is on the Yankees. So it does explain why their line movements like that. And then with all the money coming in on the over, 72% on the over with 79% of the money, the lines moved down. It's Patrick Corbin Day. I know a lot of people are going to think this game's going to go over. This one's an under. Can I get a 9 still? I cannot. I'm going to get 8.5, and I can get 8.5 at even money. Give me the under between the Rangers and the Yankees today. Line moved from 9.5 to 8.5 with all money on over. Under 8.5 between the Rangers and the Yankees. What's good, off topic, but do you ever bet in the WNBA? Yes. Yes, I do. I won on the Seattle Storm last night. I wonder, do we have WNBA ticket numbers? Of course, there's no WNBA ticket numbers. That would only be nice. I wish I had WNBA ticket numbers. That would be even better. Yankees extended clip -3.5. Hey, as long as it's 4-1 or 5-1, fine. But I took the under. Let's keep on rolling. We got the San Diego Padres and the Toronto Blue Jays. The San Diego Padres are -125 with a total of 8 in this game. We get Dylan Cease taking on Chris Bassett. Dylan Cease this year has been really good. I don't really think I have to spell that one over and over and over again. He had one bad start where he allowed 9 runs. This year, 9 starts, a 1-2 record, although a lot of no decisions because he's not going deep in games or they're not really providing him with enough run support. A 1-2 record, a 4.6 ERA, 47 innings pitched, 24 earned runs, 17 walks, 58 strikeouts. But Dylan Cease, if you take out that 9-run, 4 innings against Oakland, 43 innings and 8 earned runs. He has been fantastic. On the opposite side, you got Chris Bassett, who has been he had a really good start to the year and then has kind of clunkered around since. 9 starts, a 3-2 record, a 3.16 ERA, 51 1/3 innings pitch, 18 earned runs, 10 walks, and 55 strikeouts. We'll go look at what these two teams are doing against the respective arms. San Diego Padres, 110 WRC plus. That's 9th in Major League Baseball. The Toronto Blue Jays, 105 WRC plus. Sorry, that's Tampa Bay Rays. Toronto, 98 WRC plus. That's 22nd. So big hitting advantage towards the Padres. We go look at the line movement on where that's going. This is Interleague. Wow, not a lot of line movement. Nothing to really go off of. Just because Toronto was undecided, I guess, for a while. We got more on DraftKings. More line movement towards San Diego on DraftKings. Nothing there. Nothing there. They're not really all that helpful today. Yeah, most of the books have line movement towards the Padres. Where 71% of the bets, 75% of the money is on the Padres. I think I'm going to just end up staying off this game. It's a lean towards the Padres, but not enough for me to really want to be going after this one. Padres are a solid team, and the Toronto Blue Jays are not. I'm not a Toronto Blue Jay guy, so it's a lean towards San Diego. but nothing crazy. Nice. I hit on Seattle as well. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at today's games later on. Let's see what the line movement looks like. From 12 to 13 with Connecticut. So line's moving towards Vegas. And then from 9 to 7.5 to 7. I feel like it's Vegas and Atlanta today. Not really. 166 to 167. And that's the Vegas game. So slightly towards the over. And in terms, 170.5 to 172.5 for that Indiana game. With a lot of money on the under. I think it's the over in Indiana. I think that's going to be the play today. Just off of that, let's quickly put that in. There you go. We'll have one play in the NBA, WNBA today. We'll go ahead and take because I kind of looked at it earlier. I just want to see line movements and stuff. I'm going to take the over 173.5 or 172.5 between the Dream and the Fever. And then we'll put that up on the site. WNBA. Sorry, just getting that done. And there probably will be a soccer player too up on the site later too. So just figure I'll let you know there. Cool. Thank you. My aunt's coming on Thursday. Cool. This sounds crazy, but I got the Fever winning the chip. If Caitlin Clark has as big of a year as we think she will, that is definitely a possibility. All right, we'll go to the game where I had a Mariners run line yesterday. We get the Mariners and the White Sox. We actually might not be talking about this game. Let's look. I don't think we have a pitcher for Seattle, and if that's the case, we're just going to be skipping this game. All right, we're going to move on from this game because Seattle's pitcher is TBD. All right, so we'll move on. The Baltimore Orioles and the Milwaukee Brewers will be going after it. Brewers minus 130, 8.5 is your total. We get Keegan Aiken taking on, where did it go? Logan Henderson. Wow, two pitchers that really haven't been pitching this year. Aiken this year. Oh, sorry, he has pitched in this year, but 21 appearances, 1 start. He's a bullpen. So a bullpen game for a depleted pitching staff. It's a great start. 3.27 ERA, 22 innings pitched, 8 earned runs, 10 walks, 24 strikeouts. We're not going to worry about Aiken's numbers too much for the former starter. Logan Henderson, 2 starts this year, 11 innings. He's allowed 3 earned runs, 7 hits, and 16 strikeouts. He's looked good. In both of them, they won 14-1 and 9-5. We'll go look at Baltimore versus righties, which Baltimore can hit righties, 113 WRC plus, so they hit them. I'm not going to look at anything for Brewer stats because it's a bullpen game. Does not matter. Line movement, interleague game. Line opened up around Milwaukee minus 116. Is now up to Milwaukee minus 130. So line movement does go towards them. Not really much line movement on the total. Milwaukee Brewers are getting 80% of the money and 80% of the tickets. It makes sense why their line's moving towards them. I want to look towards the total. What is the total doing today? 68% of bets, 73% of money is on the over. I'm going to end up staying off this game. It's a lean towards Milwaukee again. Not again, but lean towards Milwaukee. This is a Orioles team that can't get out of their own way. They've now lost 8 in a row and 9 out of 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row and 8 out of 10, 8 out of 9. So just a team that can't get out of their own way. They're 16 games under 500. I guess it's a lean towards the over as well, but we're actually going to stay off the Orioles game. Knee pads for the Astros against Tampa. It's a guy who hasn't pitched since 2023. I didn't bet the game. Let's keep on rolling because we got the Detroit Tigers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Tigers minus 190 now with a total of 7.5. St. Louis coming off of an 11-4 win, dominant win yesterday, but minus 190 on the road for the Tigers. That only means one thing. It's Tariq Skubal Day, and he'll be going up against Eric Fetty. Skubal this year, he did get hit in his last start. 5 earned runs, 7 hits, and 6 in the third, but that wasn't a win versus the Boston Red Sox. 9 starts, a 4-2 record, 2.67 ERA in 54 innings pitched, 16 earned runs, 6 walks, and 71 strikeouts. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of strikeouts. He's been on fire. And obviously, the Tigers are winning his starts. Eric Fetty this year has pitched in 9 games to a 3-3 record, a 3.44 ERA, including a complete game. He went 9 innings, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts versus Washington in a 10-0 win. 20 earned runs, 25 walks, 32 strikeouts. So he's been solid enough to get the job done for the Cardinals. We'll go ahead and look at the respective hitting stats. St. Louis versus left-handed pitching is 97 WRC plus, slightly below average, and that's against average pitchers. On the opposite side, you got the Detroit Tigers, who are 5th WRC plus against righties, 115. It's tied with St. Louis with righties. Unfortunately for St. Louis, they're not facing a righty. We'll look at the line movement. Tariq Skubal and the Tigers went from minus 155 to 182. And the total went from 7 to a 7.5. Let's look at the line movement. 67% of bets, 65% of money is on the Tigers. Line movement towards the Tigers. Makes me interested in the Tigers. And then the line movement, 90% of the bets, 87% of the tickets on the total for the over. I don't really care about ticket numbers with the totals as much. What about the spread? Still a bunch of money on that one. Sign me up. I'm going to take a bounce back game from the Detroit Tigers. And we're going to take the Tigers on the run line here. As long as we can get a decent number. Minus 105, 103. I can get minus 103 on the Detroit Tigers run line. We're going to go ahead and take that. Bounce back for Tigers. Hitting advantage for Detroit. Skubal is a beast. A beast. There you go. Detroit Tigers run line minus 103. Let's head to Coors, where the the Philadelphia Phillies are in Coors Field taking on the Colorado Rockies. Phillies minus 280 with a total of 10.5. I'm going to make a new rule of myself. Do not bet the Colorado Rockies. Okay. Because they've won 8 games this year. You get Jesus Lizard taking on Anthony Senzatella. Jesus Luzardo, 9 starts, a 4-0 record, a 2 ERA, 54 innings pitched, 12 earned runs, 15 walks, and 57 strikeouts. I'm not entirely sure if he's pitched in Coors Field yet, but he has been nothing short of phenomenal for the Phillies this year. On the opposite side, you got Anthony Senzatella, 9 starts, a 1-7 record, a 6.39 ERA, 43 and 2/3 innings pitched, 31 earned runs, 13 walks, and 22 strikeouts. We'll go look up the numbers. Both of them Senzatella's ready. Colorado Rockies versus lefties. No, I need Colorado versus lefties. 60 WRC plus, 28th in baseball, only ahead of the Angels and the Orioles. On the opposite side, you got the Phillies versus right-handed pitching. Is 14th in baseball at 103 WRC plus, tied with Boston, Atlanta, and the Twins. We'll get line movement in this game. Line opened up at 265, and it's moved towards the Phillies up to 280. Line's gone from 10.5 at -118 to 10.5 at -120. Not a lot of line movement. All the money is on the Philadelphia Phillies. 94% of the bets, 94% of the tickets. Let's go see if it's the same way with the spread for the Phillies. 97%, yeah, 97 and 100. So everybody is all over the Phillies. Line movements towards the Phillies. That all makes sense. Total-wise, 68% of the tickets, 81% of the bets is on the over. Here's the deal. I'm passing on this game. I'll be rooting heavily for the Rockies, but it's Phillies are probably going to end up winning this game. But zero interest in this one. This was a fun game last night because we cast on the under. We had the Kansas City Royals going up against the San Francisco Giants. The Giants are -150 in this game, total of 8. Both teams have actually been decent this year. Michael Lorenzen and Hayden Birdsong pitching today. Lorenzen, 9 starts, a 3-4 record, a 3.76 ERA amongst 52 and 2/3 innings pitched, 22 earned runs, 15 walks, and 45 strikeouts. They've won 4 out of his last 5 starts. On the opposite side, you got Hayden Birdsong, which I remember was a higher prospect coming up for the Giants. He's a reliever. So he's an opener today. The most he's gone is 3 innings. He's pitched in 11 games this year, a 2.31 ERA amongst 23 and 1/3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 10 walks, and 25 strikeouts. Here's the deal. I'm not going to worry about hitting stats for the Kansas City Royals because it's a bullpen game. Giants, although Kansas City against righties who's starting the game, you're going to see 3 innings of it, 87 WRC plus, which is 4th worst. And the San Francisco Giants are 102 WRC plus, which is about average. We'll look at the line movement for this one. This is an interleague game. Line opened up at -130 for the Giants, and it's moved up to around 145, 150. Let's see, is all the line movement with that. That's the spread. This is 70% of the bets and 67% of the money is on the Giants. So it does make sense that line movement. Most of the money's on the over as well. I feel like it's Giants or nothing, but I don't want to be laying a run line with the Giants. Although you can get pretty good plus money. I think this is another pass for me. I have a lot of action in the early games. So I'm going to end up probably toning it down just a little bit in the later games. Extended clip, Phillies -3.5. I'm plus money hunting today. I paired that with the Canes puck line parlay. We'll talk about the Canes game in a minute, and I have a same angle on the Canes series to start and on the Thunder series to start. So we'll talk about that in a couple games. Phillies may lose again. 3.5 ain't worth it. If you like Philly, you might as well go first 5. -1.5 or 2.5. Awesome morning, Tim. Morning, Markel. I agree. If you're gonna go Philly, go early. Although they had to come back yesterday. We'll keep on rolling. We got this game. We know where I'm betting this one because I bet the same thing every single day. Even though it has not been working out as of late, we take the Athletics every single day, like we did with the Baltimore Orioles last year. And that experiment was profitable. I think this one will still be profitable this year. So the run line's up on the site, plus 125. Kyle Hendricks taking on Gunnar Hoglund. First round pick, nice. Hendricks, which is still weird to see him not in a Cubs uniform. 8 starts this year, a 1-5 record, a 5.18 ERA amongst 41 2/3 innings pitched, 24 earned runs, 16 walks, and 25 strikeouts. Not ideal for him. And they've lost 5 out of his last 6 starts. On the opposite side, you got Gunnar Hoglund, who has pitched in 3 games this year. He has pitched 16 2/3 innings, 7 earned runs, 4 walks, 15 strikeouts, which is a 3.78 ERA. And he was a first rounder in the 2021 draft. So you got that. We'll look at the 2 teams against the respective hitting. The Athletics are 12th, WRC plus 104. The Angels are all the way down at 24th, 95 WRC plus, so hitting advantage for the Athletics. In terms of line movement for this one, line has moved towards the Athletics, minus 135 to a minus 165. So definitely some line movement there. And in terms of the total, the line has moved towards the over. Over opened up at 10 at minus 117. Now it's up at 10 at minus 130. And you look at the line money market and stuff, more of the bets, more of the money is on the Athletics. And obviously more of the money and everything is on the over. Although I kind of like the over as well in this game. I could definitely see both teams hit. I'm just taking the Oakland Athletics on the run line in this one at plus 125. Oakland Athletics every day. Haven't been here in a little bit. How has the show been? I've been on fire. The last 3 days, I'm up 12 units in baseball. So I'm happy with that. And we got one more baseball game, and then we got an NBA game and your hockey. So we're rocking and rolling with that. Ace today, let's go. Had Angels first 5 money line yesterday. There you go. You still running the contest? No, I have not been. Honestly, there wasn't really much action in it besides you. So if you want, I can we could talk after the show and I'll throw you something or whatever. I don't know. Good. Yep. Angels are due for an ass whooping. I hope so. We got one more MLB game today, and that is the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. How about this? The Dodgers have lost 4 straight games, all of them by the run line, which is just insane to see. We got Ryan Nelson taking on Yoshida Yamamoto. Yashibabu. Yes. Nelson this year has pitched in 10 games. He's only started 1. So he is a long reliever. And his 1 start was against the Mets. 1-1 record, 1 save, 1 blown save, a 5.13 ERA, 26 and a 3rd innings pitch, 15 earned runs, 10 walks, 28 strikeouts. Not really going to be overly concerned. He's not pitching all that much. On the opposite side, you got the LA Dodgers, who are throwing Yamamoto, who has been good this year. 9 starts, a 5-3 record, 2.12 ERA, 51 innings pitched, 12 earned runs, 16 walks, and 59 strikeouts, sorry. I'm not going to really care about the hitting stats for the Dodgers, although if you want them, against righties, 28 WRC plus, against lefties, 128 WRC plus versus righties, 130 WRC plus versus lefties. So it doesn't matter. The Dodgers hit. On the opposite side for the Arizona Diamondbacks, 127 WRC plus against righties. So both of them hit, obviously. Both teams, very big hitting. Line movement, slight line movement towards the Dodgers from 120 to 125. 220 to 225. And the line has moved towards the over from 9 at minus 108 to 9 at minus 128. All the money, 68% of the tickets, 79% of the money is on the over. A lot of money is on the Dodgers spread and money line. So I guess it all makes sense. It's over or nothing. All right. It's over or nothing in this game. I think I'm just going to keep staying off the Dodgers. Although the Diamondbacks at like plus $2 is very, very appealing. But the Dodgers are due for something. So I'm not going to go and fade them again. I'll end the MLB card off with a pass. Angels are, you're good, Tim. I did it for fun. We were trying to have fun with it. Not a lot of people were doing it. And that was kind of a Nick thing. So I kind of – it is a lot of work to do all this stuff. Now I'm doing it all solo. So that's something I just had to kind of cut. So Markel, good advice. I'm going to spend the block and bet the run line on the first 5 for Philly. There you go. Let's head to the NBA. We get the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder are a 7-point favorite with a total of 216 in this game. And when it comes to this one, we'll go ahead and look at game 1. The Minnesota Timberwolves so far this playoffs took care of the Lakers in 5 games and then took care of the Warriors in 5 games. Lakers are the Lakers. Warriors, after game 1, lost Curry and never looked the same. So kind of an easy-ish route for the T-Wolves. Oklahoma City took care of the Memphis Grizzlies in 4 games. And then the Nuggets took them to 7. That was a hard-fought series in that one. Now, one of the things I like to look at, let's look at the line movement real quick because I'm getting ahead of myself. Line opened up at an 8, and now it's down to a 7. And then you look at the money. Let's go pull that up. NBA with 75% of the bets and 60% of the money on the Timberwolves. Most of the money's on the over. A lot of the money line money is coming in on the T-Wolves as it should. I strongly think that the Oklahoma City Thunder has already played their toughest series. I said that when I did my playoff preview. I said Thunder in 7 and that the Nuggets would give them their hardest was the hardest opponent that they're going to play all playoffs. I think Oklahoma City wins by double digits in this one. I realistically think that the Thunder may play 9 more playoff games and win the championship. The Thunder are the best team by far. And I believe in momentum over rest because Oklahoma City played 2 days ago. Minnesota hasn't played in 6 days. I think you're going to get a little bit of rust from that. We already saw it. I told you with Game 7s versus teams that were rested so far this playoffs, the Nuggets beat the Thunder in Game 1 after the Nuggets went 7 games. I'm not really sure how that worked out with NHL, but NBA, it's worked out already. I'm going to be taking the Thunder. I got them at -7 in this one. When does the new channel start? That's a Nick question. I don't know entirely. I don't know when Nick's going to start it. And then I'll jump on with him. But I do not know when Nick will start it. No home run bets? No. What do you have for the Twins-Guardians game? I have it that they're in a suspended game right now, so I didn't look at the other one. I did not look at game 2 just because I want to see what happens game 1. What bullpens used, which you're going to see a bunch of bullpen because the starters are not going back out. So I did not look at that game. Thunder, extended clip, everyone on the Wolves. Let's roll. Momentum over rest, but you're taking the Canes, right? We'll talk about the game in a minute. I agree. Thunder easy. Canes puck line. I'm going to the Brewers game today. Hell yeah. You got anything on it? I leaned Brewers. I didn't touch it. First time going to their stadium. Have fun, dude. There you go. All right. We'll go to game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in hockey. The Canes are minus 125. 5.5 is your total in this one. We'll go ahead and look at the line movement in this one. Let's see if I can find. Yep, here we go. That online. Line opened up at minus 125 for the Canes. It's still at minus 125 for the Canes. Lines moved from towards the under. It opened up at 5.5 minus 119. Now it's 5.5 minus 130 for the under. Betting money and everything. A lot of line movement and a bunch of money. No line movement and line and money is in on the Canes. 75% of the bets, 55% of the money. So actually, more sharper money coming in on the Panthers in this one, and line moving more towards the over, but that's 83% of the bets, 73% of the money. So, feel more of the sharper money's on the under. I'll be honest, it's another scenario. I'm on the Panthers. You got a game 7 versus for the Panthers coming in momentum, and the Canes haven't played in 5 days. They played on May 15th, so they haven't played in 5 days. So not an ideal spot for them. I like the momentum over rust, so I'm on the Panthers, and I got them at, I believe it was even money, plus 105 for the Panthers to take game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Canes. I have a Costco ad under my live stream. They must know. Ha. Nice. But Panthers to end the card. That is all of the games for today. Also, once again, although the Missouri game's already started. Oh, Mizzou is up 1-0. Ooh. In the 4th inning. I have them plus 4.5 and money line at 460. Rice plays later, 5.5 and 550. Oklahoma plays later at minus 110. Illinois State minus 120. East Carolina minus 150. Arkansas State minus 110. And Mississippi State minus 105 in some college baseball today. Good luck, you too. But that is going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again with another one tomorrow. Peace out, guys.